A games company has gone and done something very silly this week, last week, and it's not Sports Interactive. Actually, they did do something silly, but that's tomorrow's videos. Yes, I'm talking about Microsoft and their Game Pass news, but we're going to talk about why that's relevant to Football Manager. So let's get into it. So as we know, FM26 is coming to console and it is coming to Game Pass. It is also right now on PlayStation Plus as a subscription service that is not listed here. That came much later in the PlayStation life cycle. So I imagine we might get it, but maybe after Christmas. But Game Pass, it is always there. Day one. Now, when I say day one, I want to clarify that they do not get the early access period, beta period, whatever you want to call it. So they will get it on the official release date in November. So if you are planning on playing the Game Pass version, you won't get it day one. So yeah, here it is, FM console Game Pass, also PC Game Pass actually. So this isn't just console, this is also PC Game Pass. You can see right here, if I scroll down a little bit, it's coming soon to PC Game Pass. You can't pre-order it because you can't pre-order on Game Pass, but it'll be there day one of the full release. It is also on, and I'm going to reiterate this, it is also on Apple Arcade as a subscription service. It has been in Epic Games and Amazon's free libraries, and it is also on the mobile version on Netflix. If we just look over here, just Netflix here. So there are a few subscription services that you can get the game through different versions. So the mobile version is exclusive to Netflix. The touch version is mobile exclusive to Apple Arcade, and it is also the same version on the Switch. Now, if we go back to the Eurogamer article in the summer, and we've seen Football Manager's numbers creep up over the years. In fact, they have crept up to, I think what is 19 million players on FM24. A few years ago, it was only 2 million players in 2020. They've got that all the way up to 19 million players. And Miles says it is very much thanks to the subscription services. This is from the Eurogame article about the cancellation of FM24. So Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, Apple Arcade, and Netflix. So the four of them that had a massive effect on the series. Now, PlayStation Plus came much later. He hasn't included the Amazon one there and the Epic Games ones there, but you could probably indicate that they add some numbers to that. But that massive increase in players has come alongside the addition of the game to those subscription platforms. And I have to imagine the largest of those, probably Netflix is probably the largest, but in terms of the people downloading it, it might well be the Game Pass one that has the largest subscriber base. The PlayStation Plus is only in the higher tiers, so even if you have PlayStation Plus, it's not in the essential tier of PlayStation Plus. So Miles also said they have 9 times as many players and 2.5 times the amount of revenue as a result of the subscription services. So it's sort of like they're making more money. They're not making as much money as if they'd sold the game as a full copy, but at the same time, like, the money is more. So I guess it doesn't matter how many they sell as long as they're increasing their revenue. Now, other game studio heads, including the one for Larian, who made Baldur's Gate 3, Rafael Colantino, who's at Arcane, said Game Pass the elephant in the room. So some of them say it's an unsustainable model that has been increasingly damaging the industry for a decade, subsidized by infinite money, but at some point reality has to hit. I don't think it can coexist with other models. They'll either kill everyone else or give up. And that's true. You know, at some point, Netflix is coming into it. Apple is coming into it. Amazon has just relaunched their Luna program, which I'd be interested to see if Football Manager jumps onto that. Obviously, we have PlayStation Plus. Google has given it a go before. They obviously gave up with the Stadia version that existed a few years ago. Actually, Football Manager did release on that. And I'm sure Disney or who else? The Sky or other big multimedia companies, Facebook TikTok are going to come in on this. In fact, you can already go on Google and play, like, stream games and stuff. So I think we're going to have to keep, even Reddit, you can even do it on Reddit. I think we're going to have to keep an eye on, you know, who these different competitors are. At the minute, I imagine Xbox is the largest paid for one of these that doesn't come with other services as well. So obviously Netflix comes with other services, which is all your TV and documentaries. So yeah, Michael Dowse, Larian, director of publishing of Baldur's Gate 3, said, "Fed up with the BS they fed us. Don't worry, it doesn't impact the sales, only to admit later that it totally does." Now, it's interesting. Of course, I wonder if it might impact the sales, but then, you know, the numbers are higher. It's interesting. And, you know, Miles Jacobson is actually very much a supporter of this, but he's hesitant. And I think maybe for Football Manager, this is quite maybe reassuring news. I'm not going to solve the problem that I'm going to come to in a minute, but it is going to be reassuring news. So yeah, Jacobson says there's specific things the studio's done to ensure its success on subscription services. That's a lot of S's. We built the whole business model around it. You can't just turn around and do this. Before we launched, we've been talking about it. So they did some little experiments. One of those, of course, was Google Stadia, but it's about building an audience. So I think this is a big thing with Foot Manager. One of the problems with Foot Manager is very inaccessible, and hopefully FM26 addresses this a little bit. But if you can get people in the door, and he talks about earlier on, like most of those players people are playing less than 5. But if you get past that 5 hours, you play a lot. And anyone I imagine every single person watching this video plays a lot of Foot Manager. If you don't, hopefully you're here because you found this interesting. But it's the kind of game where European Versailles, Crusader Kings, City Skylines, you hit it hard, you fall off. There's a steep initial learning curve, but once you get over that very steep initial learning curve, like the learning curve is very sort of flat. There's not a big learning curve at the end, like there might be with something like, I don't know, League of Legends or other games, which have a very like slow ramp up. So yeah, it's a sharp drop. 5 hours is still a significant amount of game time for many games. So yeah, Epic is different to Game Pass, is different to Apple, so they all do something slightly different. And Mars says if your sales don't drop, and he's implying that they don't see cannibalization, which is the important thing. So the other studios have said there is cannibalization. Foot Manager and Miles are saying there is not, which is good. They and they have deals that are with these platforms which they're paid for, and they know when it's going to run out. And obviously the deals are going to be bespoke to every individual kind of game. Foot Manager is releasing the games yearly. Other studios are releasing maybe a game every 6 years. So that might make a difference for whether this is profitable for them or not. So they say if they can get a deal that makes sense for us, they'll do the deal. And if they don't, they know how many customers play for more than 5 hours. So we know what a target number is going to be to hit that year. So, the idea is that anyone who is those more than 5 hour players are the ones that are going to buy the game if it suddenly wasn't on Game Pass. That's what they hope, like the conversion across. And it might not be 100%, but the idea is that they get people interested in the game, they get people playing the game. Anyone who's addicted to Foot Manager knows, and then they buy the game when it switches to the other service. Now, going back to what the other studio heads said, and this is the thing. So there are 19 million Foot Manager players now on FM24. Some of those will have got it for free. Some of those will be playing for our Game Plus. Some of those will be playing for our other platforms. In terms of Xbox is hit. So last year, Q3 2024, which is a year ago, around about September, they hit 34 million subscribers. So it's grown by about 14 million in the 2 years. They have a number of different tiers, which we'll come back to shortly. But the other is you get the game on day one when it releases. So with Foot Manager, it comes out day one. Although Foot Manager is not a first-party Xbox title, so it might not necessarily be one of the ones that comes day one. But they have the agreement that it comes day one. Lots of other games come day one. Anything first-party, Call of Duty, you'll be on there day one. Although the Call of Duty free now, I don't remember. But anything that's Microsoft Activision is there day one now on Game Pass. And then we also have this news that PC Game Pass grew 45% in the last year. PC Game Pass, particularly important for Football Manager, because that's where I don't know actually if the core of the players are on PC, but it's definitely like one of the main platforms for people playing, particularly when people are playing on things like a Steam Deck. I don't know if this one's a Steam Deck. Is this one a Steam Deck, or is this one of the Roku ones, or is this might be the new one that Microsoft announced, right? But we're going to see maybe some changes to the way Microsoft operates, and that might make a change. So Xbox grew Game Pass subscriptions, particularly for things like Minecraft and Call of Duty. Although Minecraft's pretty cheap, I don't know why people would subscribe to Game Pass just for that. But yeah, it's the Minecraft movie was good for that. PC Game Pass grew. The Indiana Jones, Forza Horizon 5, Doom Dark Ages, they published these on PlayStation as well. So they grew Game Pass as part of their strategy to move away from hardware. And the suggestion is increasingly that probably in the next 2 years, Xbox is going to exit, or Microsoft is going to exit the hardware space. They might not make a next console. There might be a handheld one, we don't know. But yeah, it looks like Microsoft are moving towards exiting the hardware space. And, this probably wasn't their strategy a few years ago, but things are changing, particularly around where companies are moving their focus towards AI and how profitable that might or might not be. It could be a bubble. So Microsoft is one of the they want to shift where they are investing, and one of those things might be to AI. Now, here comes the bad news, and this sort of maybe hints at what the director, the what was it, Arcane Studios director was saying earlier on. So Game Pass is changing its plans. There has a number of different plans. We have PC Game Pass, we had Game Pass Ultimate, and now they are introducing Essential and Premium. I can't remember what there was another. I think it was Gold, Ultimate, and maybe just regular Xbox Game Pass. But now they are changing the tiers and changing the names and changing what is included in them, and most importantly, changing the price of them. Actually, both of those last two things are important, particularly for Football Manager. So they're changing the 3 Game Pass plans to Essential, Premium, and Ultimate. There is actually also PC Game Pass, which isn't here, but it should be. It should be here. So there are 3 tiers now. We have the Essential tier, 50 plus games, PC, console, cloud, $10 a month, unlimited cloud gaming, 200 games on Premium, and 400 plus games on the Ultimate tier. But the Ultimate tier includes 75-day 1 games a year. The Premium one, you'll notice, new Xbox game published within a year of launch. For something like Football Manager, I'd be interested to see what tier Football Manager is on. But for something like Football Manager, as you read this, you would imagine that is only going to be on this Ultimate tier over here. It's not going to be on this one, because this is new games, new Xbox published games within a year of launch. These aren't Xbox published games. These are games from other providers, or maybe they are Xbox, but I don't know. However they are phrasing that, like, you're not going to get it at launch, at least according to this. So unlimited cloud, maybe it will be on this one. Maybe that's reading like the new Xbox games are going to be within a year of launch, but like you could have other games in your Premium day one. I don't know. I feel like this one is 70 plus day 1 games a year, including all Xbox game. I feel like that bit there means that Football Manager is only going to be on this Ultimate tier, and maybe in the PC Gaming Pass, which is some separately. I don't know why they've sort of delivered it separately, but they have. This is PC, console, and cloud. All 3 of these are PC, console, and cloud. So they've changed the tiers. They've included this Ultimate tier, which now includes also EA Play and the Ubisoft Classics and Fortnite Crew, and early access to the cloud gaming and all the League of Legends stuff, which I think it might also be in that middle tier, and some in-store reward stuff, which they've also taken away a load of the rewards as they announced this. So yeah, the biggest upgrade yet. It doesn't really like feel like the biggest upgrade yet. Most people weren't that enamored with this change. Let's say, you're going to get some V-Bucks, some Fortnite Battle Pass stuff. If you don't play Fortnite, like, it doesn't matter. You're going to get a load of old Ubisoft games like Assassin's Creed Black Flag. How old is that game now? And you're going to get, well, all of them include the cloud gaming. But 75 day 1 games. We're going to have the Premium tier. So the Premium tier looks like it doesn't include the new day 1 games. And then the Essential tier as well, which gives you the online multiplayer. The PC one, I don't know if it talks about the PC one, but here is the important bit. So the pricing has now changed. It has changed, and I think it's about double. I can't remember exactly how much Ultimate was before, but it's now going to be $30 a month. And I think the English amount is about 22, 23 pounds. And before it was about 10 to 12 pounds a month. I think maybe a little bit more. I topped mine up the other day. In fact, I topped mine up for about 3 years worth at about, how much did I pay? About £21 worth for 3 months. So I topped up at like 7-8 quid a month for 3 years. So I've got my Game Pass sorted for the next 3 years. So okay, less people. So from Football Manager, maybe it doesn't matter because less people are gonna be playing that game. Actually, it doesn't matter because less people are gonna be playing the game. And if they want to transition people onto the actual game, maybe this is the time that they have to go out and buy it. So yeah, the pricing is updating in the US and in the UK. We're going to talk a little bit about other places later on. Now, interesting, Football Manager 2024 appears in the premium list, but of course, Football Manager 2024 is 2 years old now. It'll probably disappear from that premium list this month as well because they tend to lose the licenses. So I'm surprised actually that they've sort of announced that, but it dropped straight away. And then the other thing that's happened on the back of this is mass cancellations of Game Pass, canceling my subscription. Xbox players called to boycott Game Pass. So you're seeing like all these cancellations. Lots of people. Look at this. This is the cancellation for Game Pass chart. Look at that spike right there. Look how low it was, the Google search, and look how much it suddenly spiked the minute this was announced. You know, the page actually crashed. Let me show you, these tweets. So the page just straight up stopped working for people, so that you couldn't even cancel if you tried to cancel, because so many people were trying to cancel Game Pass that they just couldn't. So yeah, it has not gone down well. Lots of people have been trying to cancel their Game Pass. Now, how much of that is like bluster? But if it crashed the Microsoft website subscriptions page, you have to imagine it was not insignificant, the number of people trying to cancel. So sometimes, people say, I'm going to boycott it, I'm going to cancel it. And there's a lot of hot air. Football Manager might be one of those cases where all these people saying they're going to boycott it. We'll see how large the player base is on release day. But it crashed Microsoft's website, the number of people trying to cancel their Game Pass. Now, quickly, I just want to say, not everyone is going to get hit by this price increase. I think those in Europe and Ireland, well, Ireland is part of Europe, UK is part of Europe. Those in the EU will avoid this, I think, because of if you're on an auto recurring plan within the EU, they can't just update your price straight away. Which Brexit's fun, isn't it? Congratulations, everyone, on Brexit. That's another Brexit win for us all. Okay, it's relatively minor in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, this is maybe a problem for Football Manager, right? Or is it? Like, maybe Miles is smart, and Sports Interactive and Sega are smart in this case, and they've prepared themselves in that they onboarded all these people onto the game. They got all these people interested in the game. And now they're going to take them and they're going to have to go buy the game because they're going to cancel their Game Pass. Game Pass is now going to cost, 2 months is the cost of Football Manager now. Whereas the price is like, there's regional pricing, but the price is now, does it actually show us the regional price? The price is now, $30 for the top tier. So does that now mean that, instead of paying for Game Pass for a year, because Game Pass for a year was about maybe like 80 to 90 quid. So you imagine you buy Foot Manager every year, 40 quid or 45 quid now, and you play one other game. Maybe it's the latest Call of Duty. Maybe it's FIFA. Well, FIFA, yeah, you get FIFA and EA Play. It wouldn't be there on launch. But whatever game you get, like imagine those, or maybe you play Doom or Elder Scrolls Online, or you play League of Legends, or you play Fortnite, right? Now that is like the cost it's going to be $30 a month. It's now going to be like $300 a year. So from like 120-ish, 150-ish to 300 a year. And if you don't play loads of games, that's a lot. Like even me, I play a lot of games. This $30 a month tier wouldn't be worth it. It's still going to be $16 for the PC Game Pass version. So if you just want the PC Game Pass version, I don't know if that'll come with day one games. So that actually has gone up in price, but not up to the 30. It might include Foot Manager, it might not. So yeah, the PC Game Pass version you might want to keep an eye on. That might be a slightly cheaper way of doing it, but still, it's a significant price increase and a significant service downgrade on Xbox. For Xbox users. Here we go. So here's the UK prices: 23 for Ultimate and 13.49 for PC Game Pass. So PC Game Pass does include day one, so that's not too bad. That's still going to be like $200 a year roughly, but it's a little bit, or maybe a little bit cheaper, right? 180. So if you just need the PC version, but you still got, Football Manager is the only game you play, then it's a lot of money. So if you are thinking of getting Football Manager and you were going to get on Game Pass and you're not anymore, what can you do? Well, I have a code with Fanatical Maggio FM26. It'll get you a little discount over on Fanatical. There is a link down in the description below. I think I said the code right. And it'll take it down to about 38, 39 or 97. I don't know. It's about 5 to 10 quid cheaper than the Steam price. So depending on when you buy it on Steam, it's going to get you early access. It's a Steam code, so you just get the code from Fanatical, put it into your Steam, and hey voila, you're going to get the game when the beta's not called beta anymore, when the early access drops, which could be any day now. And that you wouldn't get that on Game Pass, by the way. You wouldn't get that early access. So yeah, that supports me a little bit as well. So cheaper for you, supports me. I also have a giveaway going on right now. It's going to go until Wednesday. If you want to win a copy of the game, then go over to my Twitter or go over to my Blue Sky or go over to my Threads, where you will see I am running a competition to, you got to design a kit. You got to design a kit for the team you're going to play as first. And the copy is from Fanatical again. So design a kit for the team you're going to play as first, send it to me, and I'm going to draw one winner out on Wednesday this week. So that could be you. I'm going to show all the kits off in a cool little video. So yeah, watch out for that one. Otherwise, let me know down in the comments whether you're going to buy the game on Game Pass, whether you're going to play the game on Game Pass, if you used to play the game on Game Pass, or if now you are thinking of buying the game separately, or is that it? You're not doing FM26 at all. Let me know down in the comments below. Like this video, press that hype button, and go check out this other video just here on Don't Believe Everything You Read on the Internet. Hey, how about that? Don't believe everything you read on the internet. That's a good one. Good message for today. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao, ciao.